Question, are you the type of student who feels like you want a career where you could be making a real difference in the lives of people in your community, but maybe you're not sure what type of courses are on offer? After the Garda Síochána, medicine and nursing, what else should you consider? Well, DkIT has 2 excellent courses on offer that may appeal to you. A level 8 in social care and a level 7 or level 8 in youth work. Now I have 3 unbelievable students from these 2 courses and they're going to step you through their course choices. Tara and Richie are both doing social care. Tara, you're in 4th year, is it?
Yeah.
And Richie, you're in 3rd year. And Dervla, you are in 4th year of youth work.
Yeah.
Tara, let's kick off with you. What is social care?
Social care is a very diverse range of subjects, if you like. It's about working with people and it's about working in the community with people. I like to try and describe social care as a large tree with a tree trunk with many branches coming off it. So there's so many different places you can go with social care. So as a regulated profession, you will be entitled to work with people in domestic violence situations, with residential care, children in foster care, TUSLA, people with intellectual disabilities, physical disabilities. It is a wide range of options to suit yourself.
Richie, you left school at 16. What was your journey like to DkIT and the Bachelor of Arts in Social Care?
My background is retail, and at 16, all I wanted to do, school wasn't for me. I didn't feel I was academic at the time. Yeah. So when I hit 40, although I enjoyed the job, there was no meaning behind it. And my brother went back and done this course 10 years ago, and I could see how his life fulfilled doing the job. So I says I dipped my toe into it and said, do I like it? And I went in and have loved it ever since.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What modules do you cover on your course?
Oh, and a lot of them are, this semester in particular, were theory based. And very much first year was theory based. And it was only when I got out in my 2nd year in the placement, I could really see the 2 of them working together. They didn't really make much sense to me until I got the placement. And then when I got out and into the field and started working, all that theory came back to me and made my placement so much better.
Amazing. Speaking of placement, you're currently there. Where are you doing?
I started on Monday. I'm working in rehab care. Now, as Tara says, the social care is such a wide variety, and I've already worked in addiction, I've worked in family support, and I hadn't done intellectual disability. So I said I'd use these 12 weeks to see, because I still don't know what area or what field I want to go into. So I wanted to touch on all the areas before I make a decision going forward in my career.
Right. Do you feel like your personality has to, suit social care?
Oh, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Yeah. It's I find you need to be open and honest. You need to have respect for each other. You need to be non-judgmental with everybody you deal with. Everybody goes through things through their life, so you have to just be understanding with them and be patient. But it's such a rewarding career, and I says I'm only in it 3 years. I definitely made the right decision by doing.
Isn't that amazing? It's good to know that in yourself.
Well, it's definitely changed me, and I'm telling you learn so much about yourself.
Yeah.
I've learned things about myself that I didn't even realise. And it's just by through this course, it's been amazing so far.
That's fantastic. Dervla, you're doing a Bachelor of Arts in Youth Work.
Yeah.
And you're in, is it 3rd year?
4th.
4th year.
Yeah, fine.
And you came through the CEO. What is it about this course, that appealed to you when you were looking at all the different courses available?
I think I came up through youth work, so I knew that I wanted to do youth work.
Right.
And then when I realised that it was in DkIT and it was so close to home, there was no really choice about
Are you
it.
from Dundalk?
No, Newry.
Newry.
Just very close. So that was really what made my decision.
Amazing. And so if I was filling out my CAO form and I was considering youth work, what would you say?
Well, it takes a specific type of person, but you'd know yourself how beneficial it is to help people in your community and the young people that you're working with. So I think for me I knew that the benefits that it made for me, so that's why I chose it.
Amazing. Tara, you're in your final year in social care. What would you say the main differences or similarities, I suppose, are between your course social care and then youth work?
They can overlap a fair bit, especially when you're working in the community with family support and younger people, maybe with addiction and things like that. There are a lot of differences as well, where social care, we go into families more so, and adults, if that's the road you want to take, whereas youth work sort of stops there with the adolescents. But there is a lot of collaboration between the two.
Right.
And that only improves practice between the youth work and social care. And especially if you're working part as a multidisciplinary team, you're taking from everybody and everybody's experiences.
Amazing. And what are your ambitions for when you graduate?
I would like to work in with the HSE in intervention and assessment team. I was formerly a foster parent, and that's where my interest from social care came from.
Wow.
And I felt I was getting too old for babies. So rather than stay there or forget about it, I wanted to go and see what I can do.
Yeah.
What am I able to do now at this age? And my past experiences and my learning from social care will allow me now to go into that area.
Fantastic. Cara, Richie, Dervla, thank you genuinely so much for joining me, and it was great to chat to you and learn so much about social care and youth work. It was genuinely fantastic. So we've heard from students. Let's chat now to some potential employers. So there we had some DkIT students who are studying either a Bachelor of Arts in Social Care or Youth Work. And now I'm going to meet two potential employers to talk about what sort of graduates they look for. And I'm delighted to welcome Dr. Martin Mullen, CEO of Youth Action Northern Ireland, and Sarah McKeown from the Louth Division of the Irish Wheelchair Association. Welcome to the both of you. Martin, what did you think of our three undergraduates?
Absolutely amazing,
Yeah.
of course, and it's exactly what we're looking for, David, in the practice world. Obviously I'm a youth worker. I work for an organisation, as you say, Youth Action Northern Ireland. So what we saw in Dervla there, somebody who's come up through the community and kind of trying to find her way and go, how can I change my community? What can I actually do to improve the lives of children and young people? So youth work is an educational process, so I think that's where it slightly differs maybe from social care. So we're really trying to encourage young people to gain educational opportunities, to think about life and to challenge inequalities that they might see in their communities or wider society.
I love that. And is that specifically, would you look for that when hiring a student, or would there be other aspects of things you'd look for?
Yeah, and as an organisation, we're cross-border, and the great thing about DkIT, we've taken on many placements over the years, probably over the last 15 years. So we look for students from the south as well, because they bring a different expertise and a different experience. So I think the key thing is about having an appetite to kind of care, that you actually care about the lives of young people and communities, but you also recognise injustice. You see things that are wrong in society and you go, what can we do with young people to actually change that?
Amazing. Sarah, you're from the Irish Wheelchair Association. Yes. Are you looking for similar skills as Martin is?
I suppose the nature of our work, while we work with young people and young adults in our services, the nature of our work would be that you would be dealing with young adults with a disability.
Right.
So they might be neurodiverse, they might have a learning difficulty, they might have a physical disability. So you would need you definitely need a certain type of person who would be quite a patient person,
Yeah.
A person who, as Martin has said, who wants to work within a community, because our ethos is that inclusion is very important, that community, to be an active citizen within their community is very important to our students.
Yeah.
And we want DkIT students and any student who comes on placement to very much encourage that, and to be free enough in their thinking and in their mind to not care what anybody thinks. Do you know what I mean? Oh God, if I go down and we're throwing shapes outside the church for a fundraiser or something, who's going to see me? It's not that type of person. Well, people say, you know what, I'm in this and I want to be here, and I want, because these young people will inspire you. They, when you work with the group that I work with and we work with in Drogheda and Dundalk, they inspire you. You could go in having a bad day, and their willingness to just get on with things no matter what life has thrown at them. And they do come from different socio-economic backgrounds. Yeah. You're not just dealing with a person, you're dealing with a family. So, we deal with a lot of families, a lot of situations, and you want people, who come with a positive, can-do attitude, who's motivated and who wants to be there for the right reasons.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
And now, I love a statistic, right? And I especially love a statistic that says 100%, because I never see statistics that say 100%, right? 100% of graduates from social care are in full employment 6 months after graduating, which I think is pretty amazing.
Yes.
Sarah, is there a shortage of graduates from these type of courses?
Absolutely, yes.
There?
At the moment, we are nationally. I was at a meeting yesterday, and the Irish Wheelchair Association, there are centres in Cavan, right down the country, who are on their knees because we don't have people applying for these positions. We have people who apply for the roles and they're unfortunately not suitable. So we need graduates. We need people with the passion and the want to come and inject life into our services, and we're falling short at the moment.
Right.
Seriously falling short, and that's across the board. It's not just our service. I'm sure Martin can see that a lot of the services post pandemic, there's a huge shortfall, and we really need people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do. I suppose within your organisations, what sort of opportunities are there for graduates?
I suppose there's everything. We have a holiday service, we have driving, we have admin type of roles, working with families, we have assisted living, we have a personal choice, companionship roles, we have then services in our day centre as such. They would be key working on goals. We have educational, so we have staff who go and attend educational training with our students. There's community roles, go work experience. We have a social care graduate who's now in charge of our work experience in Drogheda, so she approaches all of the different types of services and businesses and advocates on behalf of our students about work experience. I'm getting confused about work experience, and making them, as I said, active and effective members of our community. So there's a wide scope of positions. Yeah.
And Martin, what would you say? And I know I asked this question to Dervla, and Dervla said, it depends on the person that you are, and it really depends on your personality. But what would you say if I was considering youth work?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very different as well for a first year placement experience as well, David, as opposed to a fourth year. You don't want to scare the students off by kind of putting them in too deep too quickly.
Yeah.
So a first year placement, for example, or a second year placement, the student might be out in the community, generic youth work, in a youth club, maybe in the evening time, Saturday, Sundays. It could be sports orientated, youth arts, or maybe more thematic around personal and social development. But at the time of fourth year students, they feel more confident and comfortable. So they come out in the placement world, like in Youth Action, and we're a regional based organisation. But they kind of delve a little bit deeper. They might get into something around like relationships and sexuality education. They might get involved in LGBTQ, gender-based violence. They kind of get a wee bit more in-depth and really test out, is this an area of interest for them? So that can range from not just practice, actually doing the work with children and young people, but can also involve hosting seminars and conferences. It can also involve like resource development. We've had students from DkIT who have helped us develop peace building resources. So it's almost like a legacy for them moving forward in employment. They can always speak back to it. Not only did they learn on the placement, but do you know what? I put my mark in something that's helping to educate other young people. So yeah, I think the key thing is co-design. You meet the student and you co-design with them around their needs. You put a learning plan in place, and as I say, you don't want to scare them.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Sarah, a final word to you. You say that there is a shortage of people getting into this career.
Yes.
Sell it to me. Why would I want to go into something like the Irish Wheelchair Association?
I will give you an example. Every student we have had for about the last 3 or 4 years have come back to us. As Tara said, we were having a chat out in the hallway. She still comes in for a visit because she misses the guys. She loved the work. And I think that's we had 2 young students actually from DkIT who popped in over the summer and volunteered and came out on day trips to Tato Park. And
Brilliant.
That because, as well as being, these guys are their peers. So they form relationships and they form bonds with these students. And as I said, these young people make you want to do good things and make you want to make good things happen for them. So it's I know it sounds like Disney or something. It's bloody hard at times. I can say that, but it's very worthwhile. And if you want a career that is worthwhile, that you can sink your heart and soul into, that has many, as Tara said, it's like a tree of roots. Our life skills, our emblem is a tree. So there's lots of different roots because we all come from different places. We bond together in the trunk and then we branch out. So there's so much that can be done with the social care qualification, so many avenues. And it's a worthwhile career. And I've worked in domestic violence services. I've worked in disability sector. I've worked with older people. I absolutely can say that my daughter actually asked me the other day, do you not think your life is a bit boring? And I said, I would not change my job for anything. I love it. So that's it.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
That is the absolute dream. I suppose like doing something like that it makes you feel good as well, which is just
absolutely.
Listen, Dr. Martin Mullen, CEO of Youth Action Northern Ireland, and Sarah McKeown from the Irish Wheelchair Association. Thank you so much for joining me and chatting today and teaching me all about it. It sounds amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
David.